Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single-barrel-only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss some of the hidden gems in bourbon we don't really want the rest of the world to know about. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Miss Beka Sue, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool and Katie Joyce.
Hello, every guys. I was going to say guys, and then I felt weird because it's all girls. Hello, ladies.
Hello,
ladies.
So we're going to be talking about things that we don't want the bourbon world to catch on to, which seems like a bad topic to talk about, but apparently Steve wants us to go down this path. But before we get to that, Kathy, you said you had something you want to talk about tonight.
Yes. Okay. You get to be you get a cameo part in any movie. You get to say one line to a lead character. What movie do you pick?
Oh, man.
What?
This is so good, but so hard.
I need 7 business days to think about this, right?
I don't want to mess up and pick the wrong movie. My God.
Does it have to be a movie or can it be a TV show?
Let's make it either. It's our small talk.
Okay.
Well, my immediate thought is Marvel. I want to be in some Marvel movie.
Nice. Which
one?
Which superhero do you interact with?
I think I want to talk to Thor.
Oh, we all want to talk to Thor.
Huh.
What are you going to say to Thor?
Oh, well, will I not say that?
I don't say that
much. I'm not sure that, this is a kid-friendly show, according to Delafane, so I'm not sure how much we want to dig into what it is that Katie wants to say to Thor. I've got my own, and this is, to me, it makes sense, to me anyways. I would like to be... This is the first one I thought of, so it must be the one that I'd want to do.
Must be.
I would like to be on Seinfeld, and I would like to say the line, "These pretzels are making me thirsty." If you know any Seinfeld, well, there's a part where it's a Woody Allen movie. And Kramer's supposed to say, that's his line, is, "These pretzels are making me thirsty." But he doesn't know the appropriate way to say it. And so I would just love the chance to say, "These pretzels are making me thirsty." Or maybe, "These pretzels are making me thirsty." I'm not sure what the appropriate way is to say it, but that would be the line that I would like to say on a TV show, which would be Seinfeld. And hopefully not get thrown off the movie the same as Kramer did. That's my lame one, not as erotic as Katie Joyce's, but that's my choice. Let's see where McNew goes.
Somewhere between erotic Thor and pretzels. That's your window.
Seinfeld.
Somewhere in between that, because you can throw me into Mad Men and I will take Don Draper or Roger Sterling. I don't care. I want to be Joan. Just either one of them.
What are you gonna? This sounds like you're not going in between pretzels and Thor. Sounds like you're going full Thor on this one.
You know, I feel
Team
like she
Thor.
could be like they're serving pretzels and it goes a different direction. Don't need to know what happens in those offices.
So we're going down that route. Okay, Kathy, let's see where you're going with yours.
Okay, so I have had a few days to think about this, and it was hard. So I think you guys did great on, like, no time to think. I'm going to be in a Star Wars movie with Han Solo.
Oh.
He's the person I'm going to interact with.
Oof.
And I'm going to be one of the people that he has stolen, like, stuff from, and I'm going to try and kill him and get it back.
Wow.
Are you going to, like, fall in love with him, or are you just going to try and kill Han Solo?
Well, first I want him to try and talk me into not killing him because he stole my stuff. I want him to kind of like, come on, KK, you know, we had a deal and I got to keep all the stuff. And I'd be like, no, and then try and shoot him, but he shoots me instead.
You want to die?
I want Han Solo to shoot me dead.
I mean, that's an honorable death.
Oh,
that's
whole
if,
scene,
you got to go some way. That's the way to go.
we went the full circle of ways that this could have gone. We went erotic, we went a little boring, and we went death. All right, so that's where we're at.
Thor swooped in to save me at the last minute. I am not fighting that man off. I'm telling you that right now.
Do you have some weird fantasy about getting murdered by Han Solo? I mean, I have a fantasy about Han Solo, but it has nothing to do with getting murdered by him.
Well, it's a cameo. It's a
let's
cameo in
be
a
fair.
movie. I don't actually get to like live out my life as one of the rebel fleet. I have to. It's a cameo. I get to go in, have small interaction with the main character. He's the one. Witty banter, shoots me. Perfect.
I mean, I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. It's
You know what? You'll be memorable though. They'll be like, "Who was that girl that Han Solo shot?" They're going to know.
KK.
They're gonna know. KK.
KK got killed by Han Solo on that one. Okay, that's about enough. Let's drink. McNew, what are you drinking tonight?
I have some Breckenridge Port Cask Finish. I have to spell over on my desk. That's all you heard.
Yeah, say, did you just hit the desk, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot happening.
Kathy, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm gonna get back into my Maker's 46. They usually do pretty well.
Not tonight, but I think that Katie Joyce might win this one. She looks like she's got a fresh bottle.
I do. So I was at the grocery store today, and this is a private stock Schnucks, which is a grocery store. It is their straight bourbon whiskey 100 proof, bottled in bond. It says it's Midwest made. It says distilled in Indiana. I guess we'll see. I know nothing about this bottle, but here we go.
You need to lick it to figure out where it was.
Hold on.
The classic Katie lick.
There we go. I amend my answer. I'm not saying anything to Thor. I'm just with the lick.
Oh.
Hey, look at that.
That's gonna be our winner. I've got another sample of our stuff tonight because I was too lazy to grab actual bottles. So, Katie, you are the winner this evening. Cheers.
Cheers, Katie.
Cheers, ladies.
Straight from the bottle. That's where Katie's going. She's like Dana here.
Yeah.
Creamer 6, straight from the bottle during football season. I like it. All right, so we are going to take a break, and when we bring it back, I guess we're going to tell everyone our secrets about things that we don't want them to know about, but now we're gonna put it all out there. So we'll hear that when we come back.
Let's let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course, a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Bob. I'm in Ohio. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are discussing what we don't want the world of bourbon to know. It's secret time if we're Bert Kreischer, but we're not. We're not full secrets.
I would be fine if we just started rambling about anything, but apparently we do need to stay somewhat on topic here about things that we don't want other people to know. So this is a ridiculous topic, Steve. We want everyone else to know about bourbon, the secrets that we're gonna let the world in on.
Wait, is this a test? Is he testing us to see if we'll give up the secrets or not?
I know the answer. There's going to be a store in St. Louis where you can get barrel picks only. That's the only thing we talk about.
Tell me more,
Best
Kathy.
kept secret.
Well, these two guys are opening a store, and they're not going to sell anything except barrel picks.
How could that ever be successful? Please tell me. Wait, are you telling me that barrel picks are exclusively the best thing that you can generally find?
What?
Oh, trade secret. Once again,
Mind blown.
single barrels are the best that you... okay. Single barrels are, in fact, the best thing I think that you can pick up.
Absolutely.
I agree. And I think especially because you can get the same brand and get different bottles of just different single barrel picks, and they're going to be different. And that's one of the coolest things about all of whiskey is how they can take all the same stuff and just in a different barrel, it's coming out different.
It can be completely different. And I think that that's cool. You can go high proof, you can go low proof, you can do pretty much a little bit of everything. Cool glass, by the way, Katie. I thought we were just chugging out of a bottle tonight, but no.
I have two extremes. I've got straight from the bottle, or I have my the Darkness Whiskey Wednesdays glass. So
yeah, that is
Full glass.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I would guess that the general public they should know at this point that single barrels are probably the best thing you're going to get, but maybe they don't. And we shouldn't tell them that. But if they do want them, they should go to the ABV Barrel Shop to pick those up in St. Louis. That's the best place to go get them because Steve and Jim are going to do a great job picking out single barrels there. Because if you want something that's going to be unique, we just had a single barrel in our distillery that was called Smoked Oats, and it was weird. It was a 4-grain, and generally they're always very honey forward, very like floral. This was smoky. I had a guy that tasted it and he said, I'm going to get 3 bottles because I'm guessing there'll probably not be another one that ever tastes like this. I said, nope, this is very off profile for us. And he sighed and went, okay. He's like, this is just, I like it because it doesn't taste like anything I've ever had. And that is what's fun about single barrels.
And he's going to kick himself in the butt later for not buying 6.
That's what I said. I said, well, you should probably buy more because you're never going to have this ever again. Once you're done with your 3 bottles, you're never going to get it again. What is another secret, but not too deep of a secret, but a secret that we would like people to know about?
I think maybe that Texas is having a renaissance in bourbon. They're actually getting better. You can find Texas bourbon that does taste decent.
I mean, Iron Root Republic won best whiskey of the year?
Whiskey Icons Award.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, they're winning awards left and right. The licorices are apparently doing something right down there. And Garrison Brothers is down there. I mean, there's so many. I think they have a whole Texas whiskey trail at this point. I
think so.
And I mean, and it's at one point, I feel like quite a few years ago, it was, I don't want to say it was a joke, but it wasn't necessarily something that anyone was really watching for. But the Texas brands, I think, are coming up, and they're coming up pretty strong too with what they're doing. I don't know why, because I haven't been to Texas. I don't know what it is that they're doing, but it seems like a lot of these Texas brands are actually getting to be quite good brands. And so they're nothing to look down on at any point anymore. And I think that people need to actually start, give them their due. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd agree that Texas brands are they're kicking ass right now. What else? McNew, what do you got?
I'm going to say Hard Truth Hills out of Indiana and their rye. The rye that they came out with, that was just their own make this year. I think it came out in January. Absolutely stellar. And so they sourced a lot of here. And now it's
sweet
all
mash rye?
What?
The sweet mash rye?
Yes. Yeah. So I think we need to pay a lot of attention to them because they're going to continue doing great things.
Yeah, I'd say that just in general, that the craft distilleries, once again, I mean, everyone is noticing it anyways. This once again shouldn't be a surprise, but I think that craft distilleries are doing a lot of big things, and I think that you're getting a lot of very interesting flavor profiles at a lot of these craft distilleries that are making their own stuff. And if you want whiskey that does not taste like the same bourbons or whiskeys that you've been tasting for years, you got to go craft. I don't think that going with the big guys anymore is going to get you interesting flavor profiles. I think that if you want something that's going to taste unique, is going to taste handcrafted, and is still going to be good, it is going to be delicious, you need to go with some craft stuff. I think you do need to do your research and not just grab any sort of craft bottle that you see. I think you should look up the distilleries and see if they are, if they're reputable or not. But I think that that's kind of where it's going, is that the craft distilleries are really doing some really interesting stuff these days with different mash bills and just how, they do their thing.
And I know Steve talks about it often, but that craft is like its own world. It's like craft is not trying to be the big distillery. They're doing their own thing, and it's special. And especially what they can do with the different flavor profiles and different offerings and everything else that they can have, especially some of these distilleries having such a wide variety of products. It's just wonderful. That great places you can just discover a new craft distillery. And it's not like, oh, there's, one bourbon. Okay, move on. Like there's this widespread offering of just great product. Yeah.
And interesting ones, they're doing gins, and they're doing they're doing absinthe. They're doing all these different flavor profiles, and some of them, are ones that can be quickly put on the shelf, but that does not mean that they're a bad product. Just because something be put on the shelf immediately does not mean it's a bad product. Still try them out. If there's tastings available, go to the distilleries if you can and try out their products. Don't just say, no, I'm only here to taste your bourbon. I'm only here to taste the rye. Taste everything.
Yeah.
If they've got tastings to do, taste it all, because I think that you'll be very surprised with how good some of this stuff is. I mean, McNew, when we were down at MB Rollin', I mean, some of the stuff that they had on the shelf, I was like,
oh my gosh, they have
salivating.
Their agave spirit. Like a lot of people do that very wrong. They're doing it 100% right. I loved that stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd say that something that we don't necessarily want everyone to catch on to in the bourbon world is all these other great spirits that all these bourbon distilleries can do.
So, and
that's
gins,
that's an excellent one.
Yeah, and gins. I don't like gins, but Limestone Branch and Stumpy's
have
great gins. Craft gin is where it's at. Don't buy that shit off the shelf. Like craft gin. Yeah.
Because they're interesting and they're way different. If you don't like gin, fine. You don't like gin, but guess what? Taste it at a craft place.
Yes.
And you may completely change your mind about how you feel about gin. Because when people think of gin, they're just thinking like they're chewing on a evergreen. That is not.
This is a pine cone. I don't want a pine cone. That's what they taste like from the big guys.
That's not gin anymore these days.
No.
There's so many better flavors out there. And so like I'd say dive into some of these craft places, like really like they're different spirits they have. Try those out and you'll be really surprised at the things that you never thought that you'd like, that you do maybe like. And you don't have to buy stuff you don't have to get a Don Julio or whatever. You can get a really good agave spirit from American distilleries or from Mexican ones too. I mean, and try out all the smaller ones, like try all those different things. Now this is the Bourbon Daily, of course, obviously. So what else is there? Is there anything else you guys can think of that are little trade secrets maybe that we don't want people to catch on to? I've got one big one that I do tell a lot of people that I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just for information wise. It's on the back of the bottle where it says where it was distilled at. I always like to tell people, I like to show them, check out the back of the bottle, and they go, well, this is so-and-so spirits. And I'm like, well, I'll check it out the back of the bottle, and you'll find out where it was actually distilled at. And it might say it was distilled in, we'll say North Dakota, just because that's where I'm from. And it'll say Indiana on the back. So then you know that it wasn't actually made there. And so I think that that's something that the general consumer should know so they know where it's coming from. And that is kind of a trade secret wise of people that really do drink a lot of bourbons. Some know that, some don't, but check out the back of the bottle where it says distilled by. I'm not talking about produced by. See if it says distilled by and hand bottled by. There's going to maybe be 2 different spots where it says that, and sometimes we'll kind of hide out where it says it at as well. But that should give you an idea of if it's from maybe one big distillery or if it's from Kentucky or if it's actually made by them. If it's a craft distillery and they made it themselves, it will very proudly say on there it was distilled by Neely Family Distillery or distilled by Proof Distillers out of North Dakota or wherever it's going to be at. It'll say that on there very proudly. So I think that that's something that people should just, and there's nothing wrong with it if it's not from those places. You can get very delicious bourbons from a sourced whiskey place, but if you want to check it out, look and see what it says on the distilled by part. Anybody else got any?
Yeah, so there's Taste Select Repeat. So they're an e-commerce liquor store, but they do a lot of single barrel whiskeys and then some other kind of harder to find spirits. And they also have some private events, both virtual and in person. And it's kind of cool access to some things that other people may not be able to find or things that maybe you haven't tried before, especially once you get to know kind of, so it's Pierre and OJ. They do most of it's their company. And so they do the selects for those single barrel picks, and then they'll choose other friends to join them. And so it's kind of cool to get to see other people and get to see what those people are picking. And then if it could be a brand you haven't tried before, but you can see who picked it and if their flavor profile aligns with yours as well. And it's nice that it ships right to you, so you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, OJ is doing great things with that, I'd say. I think he's got a cool thing going on with that whole process.
And they just come out with tasting glasses. I need to order some. I keep forgetting. I'm all about the glassware.
Anybody else got some? I'd say that like online tasting events are pretty cool.
Especially, I feel like more people should know about the ones through ABV Network.
They're
The flagships and everything in between. Yeah, you're gonna get access to a lot of things you didn't even know existed through those, honestly.
And you get to hear it straight from the distillers or owner's mouth about what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think that's incredible. You get to actually hear from the people what they're doing, what they're trying to do differently, what maybe they're doing the same as some other places, and just like their story behind their whiskey. Which, I mean, flagship events they're fantastic. And
yeah.
we have a lot of people that go, wait, you got to do what? And the behind the scenes tours as well.
Yeah. And you get to interact with other people that like whiskey. Like my friends, they don't care. Like they're like, we don't want to hear about it anymore. They don't care. But you get to meet and see people that like the same things you like, and you make friends out of it, and that's cool too.
Absolutely. Well, I think that those are all great trade secrets. I don't think we dove too deeply into trade secrets without giving away our secret stashes of all the Blantons that we've found in the world and all the Pappies that we have stashed away at our secret liquor stores that we don't want to talk about.
I have some bottom shelfers I don't want to share with anybody. I want you to still think they're bad because I want to buy them on a regular basis.
So our clue is go try some bottom shelfers. You may be surprised.
Also that, but
absolutely. Yeah. Just because they're bottom shelf does not mean that they are bottom shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's cheap,
you don't need to drink nice things every day of the week. You can drink some bottom shelves every now and then.
Guess what? It'll help your pocketbook out a whole lot better if you like some things that are a little bit lower end but still have a great taste to them.
Well, even got the whiskeys below $35 a bottle that are just wonderful.
There's plenty of fantastic ones around that, like the $20 a bottle mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had someone ask today, like, well, so which bottom shelf stuff should I stay away from? And I'm like, whichever one you don't like.
Yeah, try it. And if you don't like it, get it anymore. That's all.
When you taste one and you don't like it, stay away from that. If you like a bottom shelf one, then that's a good whiskey because it's a good whiskey to you. And that's the main thing. If you like it, that's good. That's fantastic. Keep drinking that. So
whichever one you don't like, and Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is a good discussion tonight. Let's wrap this up with where we can find everyone. Kathy, where can we find you?
On Facebook.
Fantastic. Love it. Okay, Katie Joyce, where can we find you at?
You can find me around.
This is all fantastic news.
You can find me on Instagram at Katie Proof.
McNew, just where can we find you at?
I am also on Instagram at McNew ABV.
That's great news. I'm happy to hear that. And as always, you can find me as Miss Beka Sue 1K No C's on Instagram and Twitter. McNew, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about tonight?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Awesome. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.